Hello, and welcome to Cloud9 Stories. I am so glad you are here tonight. Whatever this day was like for you, busy or slow, easy or hard, it is over now. This moment is yours. You do not need to do anything with it except rest. Get comfortable. Let your body settle. Drop your shoulders. Unclench your hands. Let your face go soft. Take a slow breath in through your nose. Hold it. Now let it all the way out. Good. Do that one more time. Breathe in slowly and breathe out all the way until your chest is empty and still. Notice how your body feels a little heavier after a breath like that, a little more at rest. That is your body saying thank you. Tonight, I am going to tell you a folktale from the Yoruba people of Nigeria in West Africa. The Yoruba are one of the largest and oldest groups of people in all of Africa, and they have been telling stories like this one around fires and in doorways and on warm, quiet evenings for hundreds and hundreds of years. The star of this story is a tortoise, just a small, slow, round-shelled tortoise. He is not big, he is not strong. He cannot run fast or fly or roar like a lion, but he is clever, very, very clever. And he is always, always hungry, not just for food, but for more of everything, more than he needs, more than his share. And that hunger, as you will see tonight, always gets him into trouble. This is a slow, gentle story. There is nothing to worry about, nothing to figure out. Just close your eyes, breathe slowly, and let the story carry you. Let us begin. In the old days, when animals could speak and walk and live side by side with people in villages, there was a place called Okeanu. Okeanu was a quiet and peaceful village. It sat on a gentle hill surrounded by tall trees, and in the evenings the air smelled of wood smoke and red earth, and the warm, good smell of food being cooked in the courtyards. The people and animals of Okeanu were simple and hard-working. They farmed their land, they helped their neighbors, they shared what they had. The tortoise lived there too. He had a small house at the edge of the village with a short fence around it and a little garden that he never tended properly because he was always too busy thinking of ways to get other people's things rather than growing his own. His wife was a patient woman. She cooked their meals and kept their house clean and tried, year after year, to make the tortoise understand that an honest life was a better life. The tortoise always nodded when she said this, and then he went out and did exactly what he wanted. The other animals in Okeanu knew the tortoise well. They liked him because he was funny and quick with words and full of life, but they also watched him carefully, the way you watch a neighbor whose hands move faster than his mouth when there is food on the table. The dog, the elephant, the monkey, the bird, they all had stories about the tortoise, about the time he talked his way into 3 meals in one afternoon by visiting 3 different houses and telling each one that the other had sent him. About the time he convinced a farmer that the farmer's own yams actually belonged to the tortoise by speaking so fast and so confidently that the farmer stood there confused until the yams were gone. The tortoise never hurt anyone badly. His tricks were small, but they were always for the same reason. He wanted more. The Yoruba people of Nigeria have a word for this kind of wanting. The word is oju kokoro, and it means the eyes of a greedy person who always wants more than their share. Someone who sees what others have and reaches for it even when their own hands are already full. When a Yoruba elder calls someone oju kokoro, it is not a kind thing to say. It means your hunger has grown bigger than your wisdom. The tortoise was the most oju kokoro, the most always wanting more creature in all of Okeanu. And one day, that hunger led him all the way up to the sky. It happened in the dry season, when food was hard to find and everyone in Okeanu was eating less than they wanted. One morning, the tortoise was sitting outside his house feeling very sorry for himself when he heard a great noise above him. He looked up and saw a large group of birds flying overhead, Sparrows and eagles and weaver birds and hornbills, all flying together in the same direction, all dressed in bright, clean feathers as though they were going somewhere very important. The tortoise called out to a small weaver bird who was flying at the back of the group. "Friend," he said, "where are you all going?" The weaver bird slowed down and looked at the tortoise with its bright little eyes. "Have you not heard?" the bird said. "The sky god is holding a great feast today. All the birds of the world have been invited. There will be more food than you have ever seen in your life." The tortoise felt the hunger jump inside him like a fire that has just been given fresh wood. "A feast," he said slowly, "in the sky." "Yes," said the weaver bird, "but only for birds. Now I must go or I will be late." And the little bird flew off to join the others. The tortoise stood and watched the birds disappear into the blue sky above him. Then he sat down and thought. This is what the tortoise always did when he wanted something he could not have. He sat and he thought until he found a way. After a little while, he smiled. He went to the birds before they left. A few of them were still in the trees nearby, fixing their feathers and getting ready to fly, and he spoke to them in his most friendly and honest-sounding voice. "Dear friends," he said, "I have always admired your beautiful feathers. I have always wished I could fly just once to know what it feels like. Would each of you give me just one feather, just a small feather that you would not even miss, so that I may make wings for myself and join the feast?" The birds looked at each other. They knew the tortoise, they knew his ways, but they also had kind hearts, and the tortoise was looking at them with his big round eyes, and he seemed so sincere, and after all it was only one small feather each. One by one they gave him a feather. The tortoise took the feathers and tied them carefully to his arms and his sides. He arranged them neatly, and when he was done he spread his arms and felt the air catch under them. He could fly. Not beautifully, not gracefully. He flew the way a leaf flies, a little sideways, a little uncertain, but he flew, and he was going up, and the feast was waiting. But before they rose into the sky together, the tortoise made one more announcement to the birds. "Friends," he said, "in the old tradition of the sky people, everyone who attends a feast must take a new name, a feast name. My feast name will be," he paused, thinking quickly, "All of You." The birds thought this was a strange name, but they did not argue. They each chose their own feast names, and up they went all together, the tortoise flapping unevenly in the middle of the group, smiling to himself all the way.
The feast in the sky was everything the weaver bird had said it would be. There were long tables covered with food of every kind. There were yams and plantains and roasted corn and big pots of palm soup. Palm soup is a thick, rich stew made from the fruit of the oil palm tree, deep red in color and full of flavor, one of the most loved dishes in all of West Africa. There were fruits piled high in carved wooden bowls, and honey in clay pots, and cool drinks that smelled of flowers and fresh water. The smell alone was enough to make the tortoise's eyes fill with happy tears. The sky servants came forward and bowed to the guests. "Great visitors," they said, "the sky god welcomes you. This feast has been prepared for all of you. Please sit and eat." The tortoise stepped forward immediately. "When you say this feast is for all of you," he said in a loud, clear voice, "you mean it is for all of you. That is my name. My feast name is all of you. So this feast, all of this food on this table, has been prepared for me." The birds stared at him. Their mouths fell open. The tortoise sat down at the long table and began to eat. He ate the yams, he ate the plantains, he ate the roasted corn and drank the palm soup and worked through the fruits and the honey with great speed and great happiness. Every time a sky servant came forward to offer food to the birds, the tortoise held up his hand and said, "Did you not hear? All of this is for all of you. That is my name. Bring it to me here." The birds stood on their side of the table and watched with empty stomachs and very, very angry hearts as the tortoise ate their feast, every last bit of it. When the last bowl was empty and the tortoise sat back with a full and very satisfied belly, the birds gathered around him in a tight circle. "You tricked us," said the eagle, and her voice was very quiet and very cold. "I only used my name," said the tortoise happily. "You all heard it. All of you. Nobody argued." The eagle looked at the other birds. The other birds looked at the eagle. And then, one by one and without saying a single word, each bird reached over and took back the one feather they had given the tortoise. The sparrow took her feather back, the hornbill took his back, the weaver bird reached over and pulled the small brown feather from the tortoise's left arm. One by one, they took them all, until the tortoise was standing in the sky with no feathers, no wings, a very full stomach, and a very long way down to the ground. He looked down. The ground was far, far below. He looked at the birds. The birds looked back at him. Then they flew away. The tortoise stood at the edge of the sky for a moment. He was not panicking yet. He was still thinking. There had to be a way out. There was always a way out. He just needed to think fast enough to find it. He called down to the ground below, hoping his wife could hear him from so high up. He shouted, "Bring all the soft things out of the house. Bring the sleeping mats and the pillows and the blankets and lay them on the ground right below me so that when I fall it will be soft and I will not get hurt." His voice was thin and small from so high up, but his wife heard it. She stepped out of their house and looked up into the sky and saw a tiny shape way up above her, and she knew right away that it was her husband and that he had done something foolish again. She went back inside the house. She came back out with all the hard things she could find: the wooden stools, the clay pots, the heavy grinding stone used for grinding pepper and grain, the iron cooking tools. She laid them all carefully on the ground right below where the tortoise was standing in the sky. She was not a mean woman. She loved her husband, but she had warned him. She had warned him many, many times over many, many years, and she had decided quietly on this particular day that the only thing that was going to teach the tortoise a real lesson was a real consequence. The tortoise took a deep breath and jumped. He fell through the air, getting faster and faster, the ground rushing up toward him, and he landed not on soft mats and pillows as he had asked, but squarely on the hard wooden stools and the heavy clay pots and the grinding stone. His shell cracked. It broke into many pieces like a clay pot dropped on a stone floor. He was not dead. Tortoises are very tough creatures, and this tortoise was tougher than most. But he lay on the ground in great pain, his shell broken in many places, unable to move, staring up at the same sky he had just fallen from. His wife came and stood over him on the ground and looked down at him. She said, "I did warn you." He had nothing to say to that, because she had. His wife went to the medicine man who lived at the edge of the village. The medicine man gave her a special paste made from healing roots and tree bark. She came back and sat beside her husband on the ground, and very carefully, very patiently, she pressed the broken pieces of his shell back together one by one, and covered every crack with the healing paste. She worked for a long time, slowly and gently, piece by piece, until his shell was whole again. But the cracks did not go away. They stayed right there, sealed but still visible, running across his shell in lines that would never fully smooth out. And that, the Yoruba elders say, is why the tortoise has a cracked and patterned shell to this very day. Every tortoise you have ever seen, with its rough, uneven, many-lined back, carries the memory of this story on its body. The cracks are a map of what happens when you want too much and take more than your share. The tortoise lay in his house for many days while his shell healed. He had a lot of time to think. For once in his life, he was not thinking about his next trick or his next meal or how to get something that didn't belong to him. He was just lying on his mat, very still, looking up at the ceiling, feeling the soreness across his back, and thinking quietly about what had happened. His wife brought him food every day, simple food, a little soft porridge, a little warm broth, not much because it was still the dry season and there was not much to give. She did not say, "I told you so," more than once or twice, which was a kind and generous thing. One evening, the small weaver bird came and sat on the fence just outside the tortoise's window. The tortoise saw the bird and looked away. He felt something he didn't feel very often. He wasn't sure what it was at first because it was not hunger and it was not the busy, excited feeling he usually had when he was planning a trick. It was something quieter. It was shame. He called out softly to the weaver bird. "Little bird," he said, "I want to say something to you." The weaver bird turned its small head and looked at him without speaking. "I ate your food, yours and everyone else's. You were all hungry too, all of you birds, and I took everything that was meant for you. That was wrong. I am sorry."
The weaver bird was quiet for a moment. Then it said, "You are clever. Everyone knows that. But clever without kindness is just selfishness. You have a good mind. You could use it to help the people around you. You never do. You only ever use it for yourself." The tortoise did not answer. He lay back on his mat and looked at the ceiling again. But he kept those words. He held them in a quiet part of himself that did not usually hold on to things. The Yoruba people of Nigeria have a proverb that says, "Ogbon ju agbara lo." In English, this means wisdom is greater than strength. This is one of the most important ideas in Yoruba thinking. It is why the tortoise, even though he is small and slow and sometimes greedy and often foolish, is still the hero of so many stories. Not because his greed is something to copy, but because a clever mind, when it is finally aimed at the right thing, is one of the most powerful gifts in the world. The tortoise never became perfect. The stories do not say that. He tricked people again, many times, in many tales told around many fires, across many long years. He was what he was. But on that evening, lying still on his mat with his cracked and healing shell and his quiet shame and the weaver bird's honest words sitting in his chest, he understood something he had not understood before. The feast is better when everyone eats. And that is the story of the clever tortoise and the feast in the sky. A story from the Yoruba people of Nigeria, passed down from grandparents to grandchildren, told by firelight and starlight and the soft light of quiet evenings for hundreds and hundreds of years. If you are still awake, let the story go now. You do not need to hold on to it. It will be here when you wake up. It has been here for a very long time, and it is not going anywhere. Let your body be heavy. Let your breathing slow. The night is quiet and safe. The village of Okeanu is at rest. The wife has gone to sleep. Even the tortoise, with his cracked shell and his full stomach and his small new understanding, is finally, deeply, peacefully asleep. And so are you. Sleep well. Sweet dreams. Thank you so much for listening to Cloud9 Stories tonight. If this story helped you relax and drift off to sleep, please leave a like on this video. It helps more people find us when they need something quiet and gentle at the end of a long day. If you are new here, welcome. Subscribe so you never miss a new story. We will always have something warm and slow and peaceful waiting for you right here. Good night. We will see you next time.